Aaliyah struck Nia hard. Who do you think you are? You're just a nobody whose own mother couldn't even stand you. The fight boiled over too fast, shouting, shoving, a blur of arms as Nia attempted to defend herself. One girl was hard enough after all, she wasn't a fighter, but four crazy teenage girls? She didn't stand a chance. She felt a hard shove to her chest. Nia stumbled back, tripped against the hearth, and struck her head hard on the stone. She crumpled, motionless to the rug, blood pouring from the back of her head. Hey, story lovers, this story was inspired by true events. And here is how it all began. The late afternoon sun slanted through the windows of the library's forgotten corner, dust motes drifting like tiny golden flecks in the air. 5 teenagers sat cross-legged on the carpet in a circle, each with the popular, colorful gratitude journal for teens balanced on their knees. The spines were cracked with daily use, the covers decorated with doodles and stickers, names scribbled on the inside. Nia clutched hers tightly, thumb rubbing over the embossed words on the front. 5-minute teenage journal of gratitude. She loved the weight of it, the ritual of it, though she'd never admit that out loud in the cafeteria. Okay, said Danny, the bubbly one, scribbled in the 52-week gratitude and self-love journal for teens, brushing Cheeto dust off her sweatshirt. Today, I'm grateful for my mom's banana pudding. And the fact that Coach didn't make us run laps after gym. The group laughed, the sound soft and warm. My turn, Malik piped in, adjusting his big glasses. I'm grateful I didn't fail the chem quiz. And, he glanced up sheepishly. I'm grateful for you guys. No one else would put up with me. Tiana reached across and fist bumped him. Your turn, superstar, Danny teased, nudging Jalen. The school's star football player leaned back against his backpack, grin easy, confident. He was the only one of them who could have sat at any table in the cafeteria, but he chose this one. Grateful for my team, for the big game Friday, and grateful. His gaze landed on Nia. For real friends, ones that don't bail when things get tough. Nia's cheeks warmed. She ducked her head and opened her journal. Her pen hovered. I'm grateful for... She began to write, but her eyes slid to the window across the room. There they were. Aaliyah, Sierra, Marisol, and Kayla, sweeping past in a whirl of perfume and laughter, their designer bags swinging at their hips, heads turned when they passed, whispers trailing them like shadows. Or, as they were known in hushed circles at school, the ponytail gang. Aaliyah was the ringleader, always in peach, proud to call herself a Georgia peach. Marisol was the backup leader. When Aaliyah wasn't around, Marisol called the shots, and no one dared wear purple lipstick in school unless they wanted a problem with her. Kayla was the slick one. Her red hair and green makeup were her trademark, though she often forgot that in the gang's hierarchy, she was firmly third. And then there was Sierra, the not-so-mean girl. Everyone wondered how she made the cut. Most believed it was because Sierra looked more dangerous than she really was. Her black lipstick and nail polish gave her an edge that Aaliyah liked. Nia's chest tightened. She loved her circle, she did, but her heart tugged toward that other orbit. Glamorous, untouchable, dangerous. Jalen's voice snapped her back. Your turn, Nia. What are you grateful for today? She forced a smile, though her gaze lingered on the door where the popular girls had vanished. I'm grateful for second chances, she said softly. No one pressed her. The group nodded, and pens scratched against paper again, filling the silence with the sound of comfort. But Nia's mind was far from comfort. She was already drifting toward the storm. The school hallway hummed with noise, slamming lockers, laughter, sneakers squeaking against waxed tile. Nia clutched her books to her chest, weaving through the crowd. She should have gone straight to lunch where Jalen and the others were waiting, journals already spread out on the table. But her feet slowed as the sound of laughter floated out from the girls' locker room. That laugh. Aaliyah's, sharp, glittering, impossible to ignore. Nia lingered by the doorway, half hidden behind the trophy case. Inside, Aaliyah and Marisol leaned against the mirrors, phones glowing in their hands. Kayla sat perched on the bench, smirking. Sierra hovered near the lockers, arms crossed tight. Nia shouldn't have stayed, but something in their voices, low, conspiratorial, pinned her to the spot. "Did you see her face when she got that message?" Marisol cackled, scrolling. "She's probably crying in the bathroom right now." Aaliyah smirked, tapping out another text. 40 in a day, and she still answers every single one. Pathetic. Kayla snorted. They were talking about Destiny Carter, a high school senior stalked by a merciless catfisher for almost her entire final year. Parents demanded answers. The principal stepped in. Even the superintendent of Atlanta's school district got involved, but nothing stopped it. The police launched an investigation, yet the catfisher stayed one step ahead, always in the shadows. Destiny's mental health crumbled under the relentless torment. No one could put the pieces together. Until today. Bet the principal's pulling his hair out. They'll never trace it back to us. Nia's stomach dropped. The catfisher, the one tormenting that poor Destiny Carter everyone whispered about. It was them. Who knew? Even the police thought they were dealing with a man in his 30s, obsessed with the schoolgirl. Her hand slipped against her binder. Clack! The sound echoed too loud in the tiled corridor. 4 heads snapped toward the doorway. Nia froze, breath caught. Aaliyah's eyes narrowed like a blade. Who's out there? Panic surged. Nia stumbled into view, cheeks burning. I dropped my pen. She held it up like proof, her hand shaking. Marisol's smirk widened. Well, look who's lurking, Nia stammered. I wasn't. Aaliyah stepped forward, eyes locking onto hers. Calm, cold. You didn't hear anything, did you? Nia's voice trembled. No, nothing, I swear. The silence stretched. Kayla tilted her head, studying her like prey. Sierra's gaze darted nervously between them all. Finally, Aaliyah smiled. Slow, deliberate, dangerous. Good. Because some things aren't meant to be repeated. Nia nodded quickly, clutching her books tighter. But as she backed away, her heart pounded with the truth. She had heard, and now they knew she had. The cafeteria buzzed with noise, but Nia barely noticed. Across the room, Aaliyah's eyes locked onto hers. Behind her, the ponytail gang, school slay queens to some, mean girls to others, glided through the crowd like they owned it. Aaliyah leaned down at Nia's table, her voice smooth and commanding. Come with us. Nia blinked. Where? Aaliyah's lips curved into the faintest smile. Somewhere private. Nia followed, leaving her journal and tray behind, her friends watching with confused eyes she refused to meet. Jalen almost reaching out to grab her arm, but hesitated. They stopped by the vending machines, just out of earshot. Marisol leaned close, grin wicked. We're going on a trip this weekend. Girls only. We want you to come. Nia's stomach flipped. Me? Yes, we see the way you're always gawking at us. You long to be one of us. So come with us this weekend. It'll be fun. And we'll see if you have what it takes, Marisol said. Nia stammered. Was it that obvious? She wondered to herself. Me? She said again. Kayla smirked. Yeah, you. Unless you're too busy hanging out with the wet crew. Marisol snickered, but Aaliyah stayed quiet, eyes locked on Nia's face. Nia hesitated. the memory of her dad's warnings already whispering in her head. I don't know if my dad will let me. Aaliyah's smile sharpened, reading the doubt instantly. Tell him my parents will be there. Chaperoning. He'll trust that. Nia blinked. Will they? Of course, Aaliyah said without missing a beat. You'll be safe. Fresh air, bonding time, nothing to worry about. Sierra shifted uncomfortably, but said nothing. Nia's chest tightened. The excuse sounded perfect. The invitation felt like everything she'd wanted. Yes, she whispered. I'll come. Good, Aaliyah said softly. Then it's settled. But remember, don't tell your little friends. This is just between us. That night, Nia sat at the kitchen table while her dad scanned the paper, his nightly coffee growing cold. No, he said instantly when she asked. Not with those girls. Absolutely not. Dad, please. He cut her off. Who's supervising? What parents are going? Nia swallowed hard, forcing her voice steady. Aaliyah's. She said her parents are chaperoning the whole trip. Her dad looked up, studying her face. Are you sure? Yes, Aaliyah told me herself. His shoulders eased a fraction, though unease lingered in his eyes. Even so, I don't like it. Please, Dad, I'm 16 years old, Nia whispered. I never get invited to things like this. Just once. Let me belong. How long is this trip? We would leave tomorrow and come back on Sunday, just one night, Dad. Silence. Guilt pressed heavy on him. Guilt for raising her alone, for every moment she felt left out. His gut said no, but her eyes begged him. Finally, he exhaled. Fine, but only because the Gilberts will be there. Make sure you call me. Anything feels wrong, you call. Promise me. I promise. Relief broke across her face as she hugged him tight. But when she pulled away, he still looked troubled, staring at the coffee like it might give him answers. And make sure you get me the parents' number before you leave. The SUV rumbled down the gravel path, pine branches scraping the sides. At the end of the drive, the cabin sat waiting. Dark wood, stone chimney, a weak porch light flickering against the early dawn. They piled out. Nia hung back, pulling out her phone. She texted her dad, made it safe, we're here. A moment later, the reply buzzed in. Glad you're safe. Have fun. Be careful. Call if you need me. Nia smiled, pocketed the phone, and hurried after the others. Marisol pushed the door open. A wave of stale air hit. First rule, she yelled, wrinkling her nose. Windows open. It smells like haunted armpit in here. The girls laughed. Even Nia joined in, nerves loosening. Sierra yanked up a window. Aaliyah flipped on a lamp. Kayla hauled in the bags. The place was old but cozy, wood-paneled walls and a stone fireplace stuffed with kindling. By afternoon, music played low from a speaker. They sprawled across couches, unpacked chips, sipped sodas. Marisol painted Nia's nails. Kayla rolled her eyes but passed her a hoodie when the chill set in. For the first time, Nia felt it. Belonging. Aaliyah even leaned against her shoulder when she laughed, casual, like they'd always been friends. Only once did unease creep in, when Kayla's phone buzzed. Nia glimpsed the anonymous messaging app before Kayla snapped it face down. No one said a word. Later, they sat in a circle on the rug, cocoa steaming in their mugs, firelight painting the room. Truth or dare? Marisol smirked. Nia hesitated. Truth. Marisol's eyes pierced into her. If you knew a dark secret about a friend, would you stay loyal? Or would you tell? Nia froze. The fire hissed. She felt their eyes on her. I'd stay loyal. Marisol smirked, satisfied. Kayla's gaze lingered like she was weighing the answer. Aaliyah leaned closer, her smile soft but sharp. Good, because loyalty is everything. The cocoa cooled, the laughter faded, shadows stretched long across the floor. Calm and steady, Aaliyah asked, "Do you know why we really planned this weekend, Nia?" Nia frowned. "Yeah, to hang out. A weekend away, right?" Aaliyah shook her head. "No, you're the reason. We think you know something, and if you talk, it could ruin us." Nia's chest tightened. "Me? I thought this was already planned. Stop acting." "We know you were outside of the locker room long before we caught you," Kayla said. Silence pressed down. The fire popped like a whip. Nia's heart raced. Finally, she whispered, "Fine. I heard you. I know you're the ones catfishing Destiny Carter." The name dropped like a stone. Sierra looked away. Marisol smirked. Kayla's jaw clenched. Aaliyah stayed still, unreadable. "Did you tell anyone?" she asked. Nia shook her head. "No, I didn't." Aaliyah pulled out her phone, thumb swiping. She held up the screen. Messages to Destiny. Cruel, mocking, relentless. "If you want to be one of us, prove it. Send her a message." Nia blinked. "What?" "Something nasty. Show her she's nothing. Go on." Marisol's dark smirk spread across her face. Kayla shoved the phone closer. "Tell her nobody wants her. That she should just quit school." Nia's stomach turned. She pushed the phone back. "No, I won't. I won't tear someone down just to fit in." Her voice shook. She stood up but pushed on. "Destiny is scared out of her mind. Her parents are frantic. The whole school thinks she's being hunted, and it's you laughing about it? That's sick." The girls froze. The sweetness drained away, replaced with hard, cold stares. They slowly stood. Aaliyah's voice dropped, soft and dangerous. "Then you're not one of us." The fire hissed. Nia's pulse hammered. She knew. The night had shifted. "It's called initiation. Send the message to Destiny Carter, Nia. Tell her to go off herself, and we'll let you join us." "No, I won't do it." "What did Destiny Carter ever do to you?" she yelled. "Let's just put it this way. Once you join the Slay Queens, there is no getting out. Unhurt." Then it clicked. She had heard that Destiny Carter used to be a part of the Ponytail gang, but left because of a boy. "So your little feelings are hurt because she chose a boy over being a ponytail? Slay Queen? Well, I don't want to be part of this sick." Aaliyah struck Nia hard. "Who do you think you are? You're just a nobody whose own mother couldn't even stand you." The fight boiled over too fast, shouting, shoving, a blur of arms as Nia attempted to defend herself. One girl was hard enough after all, she wasn't a fighter, but four crazy teenage girls? She didn't stand a chance. She felt a hard shove to her chest. Nia stumbled back, tripped against the hearth, and struck her head hard on the stone. She crumpled, motionless, to the rug. Blood pouring from the back of her head. Sierra screamed, clutching her mouth. Marisol backed away, wide-eyed. Kayla's voice came out flat, horrified. "Shit! What did we do?" Kayla covered her mouth. It was an accident." "She's not moving," Marisol whispered. She's dead."